Heyo everyone, KCR Jones here, and welcome back to the Honorary From the Shipping Box Part 5. I say honorary because the original From the Shipping Box Part 5 video had to be canceled because the main thing I ordered arrived dead on arrival, and I had a suspicion it wasn't going to work. But just the other day at my railroad museum, we got a lot of the stuff at the building for the members to look through before we send them to auction. I'll explain that all in a second, but I'll just roll the intro real quick and we'll come right back. And we'll get started with the unboxing of this box I collected right here. Alright, so I hope you like that new intro, folks. I kind of like it myself. I really like the, it summarizes the channel, like the new way that we're going. Anyway, the original episode was going to be about an MTH Proto Sound 1 Premier New Haven Railroad EF4. And the day it arrived, I unboxed it from the bottom, actually, so I can do a sneaky unboxing from the top, just to see if it would work. You know, I put it on the track, and for those who know MTH Proto 1, I got the 3 clanks of death within the first few seconds of it actually on the track. It's not a good sign. So I opened it up. The actual cable for the battery was completely corroded, beyond the point of repair. And in the process of actually looking at the jumper plug, that was also destroyed somehow. So that means I'd have to replace the whole main board and everything. And I just decided, you know what, it's easier, and I felt it was more worth it to me personally, just to get my refund on it, you know, get some money back and spend the $20 extra to ship it back. So, unfortunately, I don't have that with me now. I never took a picture of it in one full state, but I'm sure I flashed the pictures up. And the funny thing was, why that battery is so important is because I bought this BCR, which I'm going to hang on to for now. You never know when you run into a good MTH Proto 2 engine. But that BCR has to go into the battery terminal to pretty much keep the thing running and preventing it from what it did on me, which was the battery dying. And Proto 1 is just a whole can of worms for another video. I'm not really an MTH guy. I'm sure many of you have found me out from looking up Lionel trains, actually. I looked up my analytics, A lot of people are looking me up for Lionel, and I'm kind of glad for that, because I'm a Lionel guy. This MTH engine would have been the first MTH engine I bought in like 10 years. And even the first one I had on me died. And I've run once at the museum. A few of them are good. A lot of them have sadly passed on due to similar issues. So I'd say the thing MTH trains in me is just, for some reason, they just don't work. Versus where Lionel has factory errors, and you know, they haven't tested a lot of their stuff in the recent past couple years. Some minor stuff has led up to major problems on the engines. You know, it's not like everyone's out of the clear water here. But what I will say is I'm a little disappointed I couldn't get that thing to run. In this box, this is what you all clicked on the video for. Let's get to it. So as I mentioned, my museum, we have a donation system. We get donations all the time to the museum. And if you're near our museum, by all means, if you have trains that you want to donate, we will gladly take them. Because if it's anything we can use, we will put it on the layouts, we will run it, we'll refurbish it and all that. Recently we just got, and I do have the picture of it, someone somehow had the Lionel Pre-War M10,000. And it looks in pretty good nick, you know, a couple scratches here and there. The actual engine runs. And that was the first time I've ever seen that thing or like it in person. And it was very cool to see that someone in my area just had that sitting around and they wanted to donate it to the museum. But there's a lot of smaller stuff that a lot of people donate, and there's nothing wrong with that, because now is the time when there's this big train auction. Model trains have slightly had an uprising since COVID. That's like one of the good things out of this, is model trains have had a huge comeback. People have had time to sit down and run their trains and start looking to buy new ones. And I was going to say, in this box, minus one thing I'm going to point out, this they'll show at the end, and a bunch of magazines that my friend Ed dropped off. Shout out to you, Ed, if you're watching this. All you see in this box right here was basically the stuff that we were going to either bring to the auction, or someone like me would have just taken home and given the museum just a little bit to help keep it, or just to help with the donation a little bit. As you know, the box is open. You know, it's not something I bought online, minus the one thing. But the first thing I want to actually show is this. Now, this took me by surprise. This is a Plasticville, what's it called? The 1403 Signal Bridge. And my friend Don, shout out to you, Don, if you're watching this, he was saying, do you want this signal tower? And I said, oh, isn't that HO? You know, I can't use that. He was like, no, this is O. And I opened the box. That's an O signal tower from Plasticville. I like this. This is interesting. It's nothing really, you know, New Haven prototypical or anything. But it looks interesting. It's just a little signal tower, like in the artwork rendition here. I'm a little glad to have this. You know, I don't have signal towers or anything really from Plasticville to start with. Up next, I believe it's this one. Yep. Fortunately, the box is a little tattered, but that's all right. It is a Weaver Louis in Nashville 3-bay 70-ton coal hopper. And I am actually pretty happy to see this thing. But let's open it up. And it is the 3-rail version, I can tell you that without even opening the box. And for those who don't know, I opened up a Weaver Ps2 Boxcar in episode 2. And Weaver is one of those companies that not many people like to talk about. I think they're an underrated company, to be fair. They made some of the most beautiful stuff, if you ask me, and especially the rolling stock was all made in America, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of the engines and whatnot, like the very custom limited stuff, was made in China, but Weaver was one of those companies making their stuff in the US. And Lionel actually continues making the old Weaver stuff under the name Lion Scale. If you see anything Lion Scale, that was here made in the States. But here it is. We'll get the box out of the way. It's a little bit grimy, not like dirty grimy, but it's a little bit distressed, which is fine. Like there's a little something right here. Yep, it's plastic trucks, but this is a nice looking coal hopper. I like how it looks. It's a nice size. Couplers, it does close. It didn't want to close for a second. They open and close. There's the handbrake, or the brake wheel, right there. But this is your standard 70-ton coal hopper from the mid-50s, I'd say. Although the reporting build date says March 1967, which is kind of why I'm like, yeah, I might actually just spray paint this thing New Haven, which I'm sure a lot of the L&N fans don't want to hear. And this is actually my first Louis Nashville anything really in person. You don't see that road name too much. I'm going to keep this on the back burner though. We're making it. I might actually just make stickers over it like I've done to the G4A, which a lot of people know about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the previous from the shipping box, episode 4, which is the Lionel 460. Or basically, I just make little paper decals, paste them over, and I can remove them if I want and won't make a mark. Either way. The thing about Weaver is there is no coal load or no coal insert. So this will either be an empty hopper or I'd have to make a custom insert myself. But I will say that it looks nice. This definitely is scale. A lot of people say, you know, it's very close to OS scale, like it's a little oversized or a little undersized, like a lot of companies that say they're 1/48 scale. Weaver, I can tell you, they are to scale. Weaver stuff, take my word for it, makes the best scale stuff, or made the best scale stuff on the market. This thing would be like 20, 25, 30 at most for this coal hopper. You know, once again, it is all plastic. It has plastic trucks. I'm going to do the rail test real quick. It runs on gauge. Listen how stiff those wheels are. This thing hasn't run in eons probably. A little bit of oil will help that out. Yeah, this thing has not spun in a while. There you go. This one's opening up a little bit. Trucks are a little bit wonky. They're not horrible. I've had ones that are very jank. The hatches do not open, but it doesn't have to. It just has the shape of the car right. It has all the details, pretty much all the markings that you need. It has the separately applied brake wheel, chains molded in. Actually, almost all of these details are molded in. But Weaver did a great job to making it not look like a big glob or something. They actually look pretty good. Details look nice and sharp, or the rivets, my mistake. The rivets look nice and sharp. Grab irons look good. Overall, this is a good coal hopper. Only time will tell what I'll do to it, but I will tell you this, it's not leaving my collection for a while. This one's a keeper. All right, the next box is an exclusive. And this is one of the cool things of Weaver. A lot of times, they would make a small batch of cars to go out to certain dealers that you'd have to buy from them, and eventually they'll end up all over the place. But the dealer was Peterson Supply Company of Portland, Oregon. This thing went pretty far to come all the way back close to its original stomping grounds. But yep, it's another Weaver. It is a Ps2 Hopper. That's what I forgot to say. It's a Ps2 Hopper. I barely have any of these. We have a couple at the museum. They're very nice, sharp cars. There's no cardboard to actually pull on this. It's actually wrapped in this plastic. Okay. Oh, it's an airbag in there. I'm like, there's something in this box. But, yep. I like this one, actually. As soon as I saw it, let me just put it on the track real quick, put this away. It's a unique looking car. You know, the Ps2 Hopper was a slightly different car to a lot of the other ones at the time, paint-wise. Noticing the turning of the trucks this one's a little stiffer than this one. This one's very loose. What's cool to note is this thing actually has the Timken roller bearings. It doesn't have the AAR style trucks on them. Or the Bettendorf style. This thing is modded with Timkens. That's pretty cool. The hatches do not open, although they are very much separately applied. Walkway looks good. Like I said, oh, that's actually an interesting Weaver's known for this kind of brake wheel. This one's a little different. Cool. Let's see, couplers. It's getting there, all right. And the front one, yeah, they're a little not that playful, but they probably haven't been used in a whole long time. I want to say this thing has a little bit of weight to it. Oop, and this chute is slightly bent. Look at that, fixed on camera. If you see that screw right there, if you see that screw, someone at the factory or someone I wouldn't perchance know who owned this, put a weight in this, because I can definitely feel there's a little bit of weight. And I will say the actual trucks, yep, they're about your normal Weaver loose plastic trucks, which again, there's nothing really wrong with the plastic trucks. You know, they hold up their shape well. It's just, to those who want very sturdy trucks, I'd say either get the metal or the die-cast body trucks or buy another manufacturer's. You know, it's really not the worst thing, and the Weaver cars are reliable, don't get me wrong. It's just, you wouldn't expect the truck to flex like this, and I understand that's why a lot of people like wouldn't want these cars in a good way, because you know this doesn't look right, but they work. That's the thing. And just like I said with the coal hopper here, it runs. You can hear it's a little stiff. If you run that for like, you know, a half hour or so with a little bit of oil, problem will go instantly away. You won't hear that sound like ever again. But I am definitely hanging on to this thing. It looks cool. I like the Bakelite plastics, the look of it. Red is my favorite color. The white looks interesting too. I'm definitely gonna hang on to this for a bit. It'll look good in my mixed freights. It'll look good in the Ps2 Hopper train. All in all, I like the look of it. Let's get on to the next car. Now this car is the one thing that I had ordered along with the EF4. So this was the original other item from the shipping box, part 5. And to those who know this product number, they might get a little happy. But to those who don't know, this is the original shipping carton for this item. Holy crap, I would have never thought I actually got this in the deal. The person said nothing about having this, and they found it. It is the right one. I looked it up, and the sticker is correct. This is the MTH Premier New York Central MTH Model Railroad Club 1999 boxcar. For those who don't know, it's a PS1. And we have this exact car at the museum. Why did I get this? Because I want to do a demonstration with this one day of renumbering it. And somebody asked me in the previous episode, I will throw the comment up on screen, how did you make the details, or how did you, or you know, what software did you make the logos for your steam engine on? You know, I don't remember the comment off the top of my head, but it was along those lines. And I said, I used a very, very bare basic method of going into a text document, finding the right fonts, scaling it to the right size, making a little spreadsheet on it, and printing it out, pasting it on the thing, and we got ourselves the details. I'm going to demonstrate this with this boxcar. Because we have the same car, MTH only made one run of numbers on it, I'm going to renumber this in the same way, so it's not going to involve any repaints, and I could take the stickers off if I want to and run it as the normal car. But like I said, this is the original factory carton, or shipping crate, shipping carton, whatever get the term. The original owner's stickers on the underneath. I'm not showing like that angle, but I'm sure it's like the same as this. But it's very cool to see that I actually got the original shipping carton. And I will say, as I said, MTH engines are not my favorite. Mike sure knew how to make some cars, and seeing this purple box always excites me. Oop, let me like this. Look at that. It's a very, very nice looking boxcar. Very, very nice. It is New York Central, but it is actually the Peoria and Eastern Railroad. Car number 4517. We have, like I said, we've had this at the museum. If you go to, if you go to the first O-Scale 2021 collection video, you will see this on the top train that's running around. You'll also see it in the second one, I believe, and actually the music video, the first music video, Old Iron Trail of NFRY soundtracks. You will see this on the train that the Reading boxcar is singing, or the hobos in the Reading car are singing about. You'll see this, or the car I'm talking about, in those videos. I'm not going to put up the title or the little things on the screen for you to see them. I'm going to make you actually click on those videos and have to watch them, because they are some of the most, or the O-Scale Volume 1 video is one of the most watched videos on my channel. So if you haven't watched it, holy cow, what are you doing? It's not that spectacular or anything, but go ahead, give it another view. Maybe we'll make it the most watched video on the channel. That would be awesome for a video uploaded in the past few months. Well, guess what? That was the, what was that? What's the, oh, no way. Hold on. Put the boxcar review on hold. Hold on. From 1999, folks. This is a piece of paper that's like 22 years old. Unfortunately, this doesn't exist anymore. I'm recording this in June 2021. They have unfortunately moved from that address. Yep, the warranty registration and the new product survey. Holy crap. You don't see these very often. Wow, this thing pretty much might have only ever been photographed, or, you know, taken out of the box for the photograph. I don't think this thing has ever seen the light of day besides that and when it was in the box. This is when Mike was starting to open up and wanted to see what people wanted. This wasn't like, how did you find this, like the orange thing. This was the, what do you guys want us to make? Very, very, very cool. I don't know how many more of those I'm going to find, but that is so cool. Anyway, here's the actual boxcar. Yeah, it's what I think it is. All right. Put this up there. Interesting smell. It's not like a new smell or anything, but it's not one that I recognize. And yeah, it's one of the weird things. I'm always like smelling these trains. Well, you know what? They have an odor to them. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're in the wrong hobby. Nah, I'm kidding. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you just don't have as much experience as I have. I've been pretty much collecting these trains ever since I was not even 2 years old. So, yeah, I've been doing this for a while. Listen to that. You can hear how stiff this one is. This one has not seen anything but... And that was my computer alert in the background. Sorry, folks. Look at how clean it is. Wow, this thing is sparkling clean. And yes, the door's open. Cold metal base, yep. I love the look of this car. It's just your standard, stock standard PS1 boxcar. There's nothing wrong with it. Colors are spot on. And yes, MTH Railroad Club 1999, if you can see it in the corner there. Brake wheel, all molded in details. Timken roller bearings on the trucks. Static, of course. MTH, I don't think I ever made moving ones on rolling stock. Sprung trucks. Not sure if you can see it. Sprung trucks. Both of them. It's a bad angle, but... Ooh, ouch. I skinned my hand on the side of the car. Take my word on it. It's sprung. I'm not sure how good the focus was on that, but... And that's the computer going off again. Brilliant. People really want me today, don't they? Casey is a popular human. Oh, well, I will pack up this box. I'll break out the one more thing in this video, but I will say, this, when I bought it, the guy said, you know, he had everything in it. It was a very clean car and whatnot. He wanted like $19 or something. No one wanted this car. I was like, you know what? I'll just get this. And I am blown away. I'm ecstatic. This thing, if this was at like the right place at the right time, you have everything in the box. You have the original box. You could be like, you know, I could do like 80 or something and someone will buy it. You know, I feel very happy that I got literally everything as it arrived 22 years ago. Very happy. And like I said, if I get enough likes and people saying in the comments that yes, we want to see how you do the decals, I will more than happily show how I'll renumber this. It won't be a major thing, but the sides of the car and the door sides of the car and how I pretty much relabel this stuff. If no one really cares, then I'm not going to make the video, but just saying. All right, on to the next thing. The final thing in this box that I have, and take my word, all 16 are here. I'll take this one. This one looks nice and clean. Some of them are a little bit grimy. are a full circle of 16 Lionel Fast Track 072 curves. I've done it. I don't know how somebody had this at the museum, and yep, as you can see, 072 full curved. It is one of the big things in the hobby to have a range of 072 curves, so you can run big trains at nice speeds, and you know, big boys and Lionel Acellas, or you know, pretty much big articulated steam engines, you know, the DD40X maybe. Anything that really needs a huge curve radii to operate on, so that you are not limited too much besides your wallet, to run your trains. Now, I have had a very nice 031 scale range, you know, the very nice scale stuff that runs on the smaller curves, like my GP9, my new 10-wheeler, my original legacy engine, the 080 steam switcher, my Shay. The Mountain, as a lot of people know, the R1 Mountain is actually 054 minimum curve. I'm running it on 48s. But I now have a full loop of 72s. I have a loop of 72s. I will not assemble it or take the picture, but take my word, if I do this, you'll see them all stacked up here. It's all 16. My friend Don, who pointed these out, said he put them all together. They make the full loop of 16. The thing is, I am not going to take these out because, as you know, my layout is a very small little thing in the basement here. Whenever it may be, I'm hoping in the future I get a train room. And in that train room, I will have the layout to have a loop of 072 on the outside. And, well, I got it. I got the pieces. It's a big part of the hobby taken care of. Or a big ambition. I'm also not going to put it on the layout now because I just screwed down the track the other week. I don't feel like ripping it up. I'm also going to need a new transformer if I want to, you know, put 2 loops on, and I only have one good one. And speaking of that new train room, to make the video a little more compact, yeah, it's not a short video, this one. This is a hand-drawn picture of a New Haven EP5. In fact, the last one, 379. This is a hand-drawn picture someone made. I'm not sure if the artist himself hung this up or someone drew this up for a friend. There's a seam in the picture. It might have been out of, you know, a magazine or something, but it's a hand-drawn picture. You know, it's not like a photograph. It looks very nice. I don't care. You know, this almost looks like a handmade frame in a way, you know. It just has that old craftsmanship to it. Or, you know, it could have been store. It might have been store-bought. This feels a little, you know, over the years, those joints might have split up a little bit. But, hey, it's the New Haven EP5. I live in the Electric West territory of the New Haven. Very close to New Haven itself, but technically the Electric West. The EP5 is a very iconic locomotive for the New Haven. I like the passenger cars, too. And this picture looks nice. And I was going to say, for that train room, I want an entire wall to be road name, logos, and pictures of trains like this. So this is definitely going to be on that wall in the future. Very glad to have it. And I'd say that wraps up this episode of From the Shipping Box. Like I said, it was originally going to start with that broken MTH engine, which I knew was going to be broken. So I opened it up, like I said, just to test it. And it did not work, so I had to send it back. So I was stuck with this car, and I knew I couldn't make the short video just on this. So I waited until I got a few more things. These cars I felt were worth it. The signal tower, this picture was nice, and of course the track. So if you enjoyed this video, folks, please give it a like. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel. The channel is seeing a very small percentage of viewers that are actually subscribed. I know a lot of the returning viewers on this channel are going to watch this video. That's just how YouTube works. A lot of the times we're going to get one person that clicked on one of the videos and they're never going to look back. And that lowers the channel average so low. So if you are watching my videos and you want to see more of my content, and if you're enjoying this, then please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It'll mean the world to me if you haven't already. And like I said, like the video. If you want to talk about these trains or anything in particular, please talk in the comments. I will respond as soon as possible. If it's a question and whatnot, I will almost reply to them, or every single one, I will almost reply to them. That's a guarantee from me. And if that's not good enough for you and you have a Discord, you can join my Discord. The information is in the server or in the description below. But otherwise, my name is Casey R. Jones. Thank you for watching the video. Till next time, stay safe.